Hi everyone, I'm Nathan from the ebookreader.com. I just posted a review of the Hisense Sero 7 Pro tablet, so I thought I'd go ahead and put together this video review to give you guys a visual of everything to expect. So basically this is a new tablet that's available over at Walmart. They seem to only sell it in stores for some reason, or at least they only do as of this review. But I went ahead and picked up one of these a couple weeks ago. It's a lot like the Google Nexus 7, which has been probably the most popular 7-inch tablet over the past year. So this actually adds a lot of things that the Google Nexus 7 doesn't, while sort of just maintaining the status quo of the Nexus 7. So far I've been impressed with this tablet. Let me go ahead and show you some of the hardware. So this is what makes it more appealing than the Nexus, is the fact that it actually has a micro SD card slot underneath this flap right here. We've also got a mini HDMI port so that you can stream your content to your TV. I tested both those out and they do work fine. On the back we've also got a rear camera so you can take photos, and it's even got a flash, so that actually works pretty well. The flash is okay, but I mean the camera works pretty well. So it also has the NFC chip back here, so if you have another device that supports that, you can just touch together right here and transfer content like web pages and photos and stuff like that. And we've got two speakers down here. They work well. They're actually pretty loud. They sound decent. We've got the volume and power button right there. And then we've also got a front-facing camera in the corner. So as far as the functionality goes, it does add a few new features with the HDMI port and the micro SD card slot and the rear camera compared to the Nexus 7. And it also has a lot of the same specs as the Nexus 7. So we've got the same sort of quad-core processor. We've got the same amount of RAM. It's got only 8 gigabytes of memory, but since it's got the micro SD card slot, it doesn't really matter so much since you can expand it. I mean, they both got the 1080 by 800 resolution screen. This is a great screen. I really like it. I think this is a little bit better than the Nexus 7 screen. Actually, the content's just a little bit, you can see stuff at angles a little bit clearer, and I feel like the color's a little bit better. The one thing I would complain about with this screen is that the brightness dial really doesn't do a whole lot from low to high. So when I'm using this device at night, the lowest setting isn't even close to low, so I go ahead and use something like a screen filter app that goes ahead and dims it even more. Okay, so this device runs your standard straight up Android 4.2. We've got 4.2.1 on here actually. This is a really cool version of Android because everything is pretty smooth with it. You've got Google Now if you swipe up right here. We've also got some other additional features that come along with this that isn't on the older versions of Android. So we've also got like the usual widgets and then the usual folders you can create right here. So I've got all these e-reading apps installed on here. I think that this device does make for a good e-reader and a good comic reader just because of the screen is nice and clear and crisp. As far as reading text goes, that is definitely an advantage with the higher resolution screens. Okay, so like I said, this device comes from Walmart, and the only way you're really going to know that it comes from Walmart, it doesn't come with a lot of like crapware on it or anything. It does come with the Walmart app, and it comes with the Sam's Club app. So that's pretty much the only things that it comes with. It also comes with, actually it comes with Kingsoft Office, which is a free office viewing and editing program, and it works pretty well. I used it for a couple of documents, and then it also came with this TV remote app. Pretty much everything else is just straight up Android, and also the movie app. Everything else is just straight up Android. You got the Google Play, all the Google apps on here, and I've obviously installed a few additional apps here to test out as well. So as far as the operating system goes, it's been very smooth ever since I've been using this device. It's a lot like the Nexus 7. The one thing I noticed right here is you don't have any margin on the top right here, so the app icons touch that top bar up there. But other than that, it's just pretty much the same kind of straight up Android as you're going to get on a regular tablet. The only tweak right here is we've got this extra icon over here. And that's actually a screenshot icon, so you can take screenshots easily just by touching that. That's not an icon that I've seen on other devices, so it does make it a little bit easier just to take screenshots instead of trying to mess with hitting the power and volume buttons at the same time. So I ran a couple of benchmark apps. This thing, it comes in at 4125 on the quadrant score. Okay, so for the most part I haven't had any issues with this device being laggy or anything like that. We've got a nice fast quad-core processor on here, so we shouldn't have any issues really. We've got the different live wallpapers. That doesn't even seem to slow anything down really. So I tested a whole bunch of different games here to see what the performance would be like. Everything runs nice and smooth. I really don't have any issues at all except for Nova 3. It's a little laggy, but then again it's laggy on most tablets, so I think that's probably just the app. But as far as these other games, they're all nice and smooth. That's one of the benefits of the quad-core processors. It definitely does have a nice zippy, smooth way about everything. Obviously we've got the widgets over here, so if you want to add widgets to your home screen, we got the whole different kinds of setups. So it comes with this unique composite widget over here. This is one of the newer widgets just for this specific device. I hit the wrong button here. Here we go. It's over here, so it'll give you some different videos from that video app, and then also you can access some other apps just quickly from here, like the weather app and time app and stuff like that. As far as web browsing goes, it's nice and smooth. And one thing I'm going to point out is one thing I really like about this tablet is the fact that the screen has no flickering whatsoever. For some reason I always had a little bit of screen flicker on my Nexus 7, especially apparent when the background was white like this. When you're reading and you were scrolling on a web page, it would just flicker. I thought maybe I heard issues, maybe Tegra 3 had some issues with that, but this device, it doesn't have any flickering at all. So I do find it to be good for e-reading in that regard, since obviously with the high resolution screen and the fact that the screen is so crisp and clear and doesn't have that flickering issue like my Nexus 7 had for some reason. So I tested the usual slew of apps here. Netflix, it works very well. I went ahead and used the HDMI port connecting to a TV, and it does work very well. It even has the full screen option that is actually lacking on some other tablets that kind of annoy me. But it actually, yeah, the Netflix and videos work really well on this device, especially since you got the HDMI port and the micro SD card slot, so you can load on different videos on here, different video players, and then you can go ahead and just watch that way. I also use Pandora a lot. I was testing out the Bluetooth, since this device has Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth does work very well. It doesn't cut out in and out at all. I had no issues with Bluetooth on this device at all. So as you can tell with this game, the volume of the speakers are actually really loud. It's got 2 speakers on the back. If we go full volume, it's actually going to be kind of crackly. So this device also has GPS. I find that it doesn't quite connect as well as the Nexus 7 for whatever reason, but obviously I've got 8 satellites in view here, so it is working well. It just took it a few minutes to actually connect here, whereas the Nexus does it a lot faster. But yeah, obviously the GPS can come in handy with all these different features with that associated with that. Alright, so obviously the device comes with all the Google apps. You can get all these Google apps from the Play Store, because it comes with the Play Store and totally supports all that. So one of the cool things is, of course, that it does have such a high compatibility of apps with the GPS and the Bluetooth and all that. So pretty much most apps are going to work. And you've also got Google Movies, Google TV, Google Magazines, Google eBooks, all that stuff. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this review right here. Check out the ebookreader.com for some additional information. As usual, I got the review posted over there with the all the extra info. So thank you for watching, and subscribe to these videos if you enjoyed watching them.